It's gonna be recorded. So we are officially live right now. Officially done. And in few seconds, we're also gonna be public.
Nice.
Are you ready? Let's
Yep.
go then. Okay, done. So,
How's
how
it
are
going?
you?
Not too bad, despite the result last night.
What result?
Uh,
What match? I don't know. What are you talking about?
it seems like you had a bit of a too much fun at the Barcelona Milan club last
Nah, I
night that you
didn't
don't
have.
remember.
I didn't have any fun last night in the Milan club of Barcelona, unfortunately. But yeah, you
Was
know
it
what?
crowded?
Well, yeah, it was like a good, probably 25, 30 people, something
Ooh,
like that.
okay,
Yeah.
good crowd.
Wasn't bad at all. Wasn't bad at all. The only thing was that that was a little bit annoying. Of course, was the fact that we had actually a guy that supported Napoli,
Oh,
and he was
so
sitting
it
in the
was
back.
25 and 1.
Yeah, but the way also he was cheering. It was like, man, you're like in a fucking
Cheering.
Milan club. Yeah, cheering like he was celebrating for the 2-1.
Oh,
Yes,
like
yes.
that. Like he wasn't just sitting in his corner.
He was not
And,
just. He was not scared of, I don't know, retaliation. Let's say. I mean, he was literally like.
Yeah, maybe he was a big guy. Was it a big dude?
It wasn't a big guy. It was a right guy. It was, but still like the balls of this guy to come to a Milan club and celebrating and do things like this. It's like, wow, man. It's like just
If I was to go to, let's say, an Inter club, first of all, I wouldn't even wear the Milan jersey. Like I would go there discreetly because
exactly.
why look for trouble? Why look for trouble?
Exactly. Also because
what does it add to your life? Let's say you wear the Milan jersey and you go to an Inter place, and I'm not saying, by the way, this will happen, but God forbid something happens to you. Like, what are you gonna get from it? Like honor? Like, what is honor? Like, will Milan come and pay for your damages? Like, sometimes I don't really get these things. Like when people go to another rival's clubs and they try to be loud, basically. Just go there, be respectful. Like just sit in your corner. Unless maybe there's many of you, then yeah, that's actually a good atmosphere. Like there's two sets of.
I mean, exactly. If it's like 50-50, let's say, it's all right.
If it's like one guy and. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying I would be too afraid to do that. So
exactly.
In a way, kudos to his balls,
No, agree.
I wish I had his balls.
No, he was super cool. I mean, he was actually he got the right things. Like he was okay. I mean, the thing is that during the goal of Simeone, the last goal, he was like, goal, something like this, and it's like, okay.
Oh.
Just...
Was he wearing a Napoli shirt?
No, of course.
That's when you found out.
Of course, no. He was sneaky, but man, the last few minutes, I really wish everyone, all my friends behind me, were like, man, I wish that we're gonna score so we can take our revenge over him.
Kalulu miss. I thought that was in. I literally thought that was in. I thought
that was a good Kalulu.
I thought like even when it hit the post, I thought someone else was gonna hit the rebound because that's what happened in the past. Like we scored these kind of goals quite frequently. Like my heart didn't say, like my brain didn't register it as a miss until the ball was way out of the.
Now we have a good Francesco Romeo live. I get it. He's telling me, he's a distinguished gentleman. That he was yesterday watching the match with me, and he said also, and we didn't not beat him up. Milan support are elegant.
Oh, hey, how come I have like maybe one part of the comments? Hey, I guess you're the boss.
I have it all. Yeah, no.
Francesco, welcome to the chat.
Francesco, ciao, Francesco. Welcome to the chat, brother.
Good to have you here.
Now, yesterday we watched the match together with it was Francesco, this guy here, and Fra, if you wanna help me out to say something, type it. But I don't know, man. I'm still a little bit upside down and a little bit upset, of course, because it is, Napoli. It is the team that usually dominate the match. It's have more opportunities, have more chances, shoot more of the time, keep the possession of the ball. Is that the one that we always thought that they are the best team, at least at football in Italy, the best team that they are actually playing good calcio. But last night, this is the things that we learn. We are better.
Thing is, I liked the way we played. Like, I didn't turn off the stream thinking, oh shit, this is bad. Like, I wasn't worried. It's a bad loss. It might cost us at the end of the table, when we're gonna have the head-to-heads. But I didn't turn off the match thinking, oh, we're in trouble. Like, I actually thought, you know what, we're actually in a healthy place, at least football wise. Like, obviously the result, it is what it is. But
did you eventually did you got a chance to actually watch the match, or were you busy?
The whole match.
You watched it all, So
yeah, the whole match. Yeah, even though it was quite late here. For the audience, I live 2 hours away from the European time zone. So I'm 2 hours ahead. So when the game starts, let's say at 9 o'clock, over here it's 11 o'clock at night. And on Champions League, it's even worse.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So yeah, basically we had it's me on the chat that I send you another link. I don't know why, but but yeah, yesterday
I was like, why is it the same link again? I was studying the characters, the letters, and
this is my point of view. We show to the entire Italy that we are the best team. I also believe that Napoli, as I mentioned on my video, learned how to be very cynical, cold-blooded. They had 3 shots. They had probably 4 in total, and one was a penalty, and the other one was a super goal of Simeone, super goal. And this is football. It doesn't matter how long you keep the ball among your feet. It doesn't matter how many times you try. It matters only how many times you bring the ball into the opposite team net. And we as I mentioned also on my post this morning on the community on of YouTube and on Instagram as well, it's that this is the worst way to learn football. And I saw the guys that they were really sad about this, but we know that they gave the 200%, so we can be proud of them. It's just hard to take it. That's it. It's even hard to take it.
Even the guys that like guys like Krunic, guys like Salamakers, guys that are not normally celebrated by the fan base. I thought they had a good game. Like, can I really blame Dest? Not really. He didn't have a good game, and after that penalty, he didn't really recover. But can I really blame him? Not really.
No, of course.
Not for the match. Like, can I blame him just as a 19, 20-year-old right back? He's against literally the most informed left winger in the league.
Yeah.
And even Fikayo Tomori, like you can say he lost concentration on the second goal, but it can happen.
It can happen. I know. It was interesting the fact about. It was interesting that they basically change Kier for Kalulu. I didn't get that. I really don't understand the change, because also the Georgian guy is super fast. So why will you play Kier over him? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I honestly don't get that change. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Thing is, when you play every 3 days, sometimes it's not whether who's suited. It's more about who is the freshest, who's the, like physically, who's, the closest to the 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at my computer. Why it's not charging? This is making me feel a little bit worried. Why it's not charging?
Come on, computer.
Come on, computer of old heart or sonero. Come on. So maybe, I also thought that maybe Pioli wanted to give him, like, he thought that the match is gonna be very static. So maybe he thought maybe during the corner kick or during the free kick, Simon Kier can bring a little bit more experience and maybe hopefully scoring with the header. I don't know. But the point is, yesterday, the Georgian guy, he won against Kier because he got a yellow card over him and a yellow card over Calabria. So
I actually thought Calabria had a good game, other than that one instance. I thought he handled him really well.
Yeah, I agree.
No, really well. But like, if he didn't have that injury that eventually we found out later on, I'd be comfortable having him in the second half as well. But then when you have the right side of your defense, like the right side of your back four, basically, the right back and the right center back, both of them on a yellow, then I understand the substitution, even if he wasn't injured.
Yeah, exactly. I got you 100%. It just happened like this, and things make me feel a little bit upset, let's say. But what can we do? Again, we show who's the best. So
we've been through Liverpool in the past. This is I wouldn't say this is nothing, but we have far bigger scars in our history.
The thing is that now it's going to be, the fact that it annoys me the most is that now it's going to be 2 weeks without Campionato, 2 weeks without 2 weeks thinking about for at least for me that's
I totally understand. Yeah,
I breathe Milan, and now 2 weeks after losing the head, because we are not a top team anymore. Losing we're
not even top 4. Have you noticed?
Yeah, I mean, it's all in 3 points. It's not that bad, but still.
Yeah, Atalanta is on top.
Yeah, deserved. I watched the match from. I watched the Roma match. I watched it.
How was it?
It was a very good match.
People say Roma was really doing well.
Yes. Roma, it started to remind me a little bit like the beginning, not really of the Pioli era, but you can see, like, for example, that the player, they are trying to push as much as they can. And I feel like now they are thirsty for victory. That's the thing that I believe, that I see in Roma. And on the second half, Atalanta simply gave up the opportunity to win, simply to have the chance to bring home in Bergamo the 3 points. Defended really well. There was a moment that I was completely under attack, but winning trophies in Italy, especially, you need to defend really well. It's not about how hard you can punch; it's about how long you can resist. And this is what we learn from with football in general, at least in Italy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mourinho, man, Mourinho. We'll see.
Well, he said some interesting things about referee.
Oh yeah,
I'm
what
trying
he
to
said?
remember. He said apparently the referee told him that the player didn't fall down, and it's like if all fouls we have to fall down, then it's gonna turn into a swimming pool. Every player is gonna jump more and more and more, as if we didn't have that enough. So that's what he said. So I don't know if there was an incident of penalty that wasn't awarded, maybe a foul that wasn't there that he thought it was there.
Yeah,
Maybe it's him, just trying to distract from
but you
his
know how
player.
Mourinho is, isn't it? Mourinho
Yeah.
is a manipulator of the media. So this is a thing that I'm not a very fan of it, because he's gonna find an excuse for everything. It cannot just say we lost it because they're better. He's gonna say we lost it because of the supporters were throwing oranges on the pitch. We lost it because
I'm
the
actually
he's
not
always
surprised if he actually says that. The orange thing.
why?
Like I wouldn't be surprised if he actually says that. Like one day, like, oh, we lost because someone threw an orange on
The king of the excuses. That's what it is. He's gonna,
But
especially with media. I mean, he's been trained quite well, especially because when he was in Manchester, the pressure in Manchester, I believe, to be the coach.
No, I think he actually got quite better with that kind of things. Like he actually toned it really down compared to his past.
The first Mourinho when it was
Mourinho,
at Inter,
like this thing, when he did
sì,
this,
sì.
like compared to that, he improved a lot. Not improved, I would say he changed a lot.
He changed a lot.
I feel like he knows. Okay, now people know. Now this thing doesn't work. It's not gonna distract from his players to himself. When you lose.
Yeah. Hello, Lucatiella. I just got here. We were talking about. No, we were talking about Roma. Life. No, we were talking about Jose Mourinho. We were talking about Atalanta. No, Roma Atalanta. The fact that we mentioned that Roma finally is looking a little bit more alive than before, and is pushing. At least it's sweating for their jersey. And Jose Mourinho has always find something funny to say about the ref, about the media, about this, about that. And we were talking about football here. Was saying that he toned everything a little bit down before the historical moment. I don't know if you recall it, like with Inter when he used to do like this, or other funny interviews, that here it is. So it's we were talking about Jose Mourinho in general. Yeah.
Welcome to the chat, by the way.
Welcome really to the chat. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's Mourinho. And you see, for example, now that Lazio is ahead of Roma.
Where are they? I saw they beat Cremonese 4-0, but where are they?
They're top.
They're
not top of the second.
They're not top. No, not second. They're on point with Milan. They're 4th and 5th. Lazio and Milan.
Okay.
So just goal difference. Wait, how is this? Oh, okay, yeah. They scored. They conceded less. Yeah, so they conceded only 5 goals, and Milan has 8 goals conceded.
That's a lot.
Now, which actually takes us to this point. Are you worried on the lack of clean sheets?
Of course I am. Of course, because I can feel it that Frankesi is not there anymore. That's the reality. We change our gameplay, and we allowed teams to score more against us. But in the other hand, we should be able to score more. The thing is, our striker potentially didn't change since last year, because still it's the beginning of the season, and still we are grabbing Olivier Giroud like our savior, and he so far is doing incredible. We can't blame him about anything. The only thing is
not just that.
No.
Sorry, please.
I was saying that it's just annoying the fact that we should score much more, because now we have I don't know, it's we need to, like we need to register a little bit, like with the engine. You need to register a little bit. I don't think it's actually Tomori and Kalulu, because still, but they are defenders, and you think who else to blame? But I think it's more the midfield that is letting a lot of opportunity to the other teams. So I don't know, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. We need to see what's going to happen to these new guys. The likes of Yasin Adli, the likes of what's this guy's name?
Ranks.
Yeah, the guy that sounds like a game nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy. He wasn't too bad. So I have some. Hopefully, he'll turn out all right. Is he gonna replace Kessie? I don't know. Maybe not in short term. Hopefully, these 2 weeks, we're gonna have more and more of these new guys. More integrated to the team, and hopefully, start seeing these guys more and more. More minutes, and more thing is, we can't afford to not trust the bench. We have to trust the bench. We have to rotate, and often people, like they're like, why Pobega? Why this guy? Why that guy? Why Messias instead of Salamakers? At some point, we have to rotate. We got games coming up. We have Empoli, Chelsea, Juventus, and Chelsea, all in 12 days. And Empoli, Empoli is like the weakest of these 4 games. Even Empoli, I don't really feel too, like, I wouldn't say confident, but I wouldn't feel like, okay, this is 3 points. I feel like it's going to be just like
1-0,
just like Sampdoria.
1-2.
Just like Sampdoria. It's like a hard game, like it's going to take so much energy from us versus a Chelsea who had already 2 games off because of the Queen. And I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting also because again, like the season is very long. Hello, Yazan. Hi.
Yazan, welcome back.
The season, it is very long, and this is the things that I hope that Pioli is gonna let play a little bit more the bench, and I hope that other players like CDK, Charles De Ketteler, is gonna give a little bit of fruits. Of course, we playing. He's playing already with a lot of pressure. I feel you. Okay, it's not right now. Cheers. The Kettleman.
Yeah. Finally.
The Kettleman. Yeah. So. I'm just still a little bit upside down from yesterday, because yesterday that goal, wow, man, was like a lightning during the day, literally during a sunny day, a thunder.
It was a kick. It was a kick in the balls for us. Like, just as we equalized, we're like, yeah, we're gonna go with 3 points now. Just go grab the 3 points. But then, that happens, and we're like, okay, I'll be happy with 1 point if we score back. Like how you get humbled down.
Of course, but I think something important to say is that the fact that, okay, we know during the first half was probably the bigger mistake was not score on the first half. Okay, fine, but still, like, we were very well ahead of Napoli. Then on the second half, Serginho Dest did what he had to do, and it is unfortunately what is he doing? Unfortunately, it is a penalty, fair penalty, absolutely fair penalty.
What did you think? What was going on in your head when that was happening? Did you think, this is bullshit at first? Before seeing the VAR.
Before, because I don't have any record in my mind about Serginho Dest, so I was only hoping that he didn't do it. But then watching the VAR, it is clear a penalty.
Yeah. I thought, like, oh, come on, don't dive in, especially if he was holding his knee up high, like the I keep forgetting his name, the left winger. And I'm like, no, the Napoli player. Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
He was holding his leg up high, not where it was hit. I was like, oh, come on, that's I wouldn't say dive, but he's trying to make a meal out of it. And that's where that argument happened. Theo Hernandez came in. I feel like he's actually matured in these things. Like, he was usually the first one in these kind of fights. Now he was trying to hold everyone back. I feel like he actually really matured.
Hernandez.
Yeah. So, but then all the other guys, when they were arguing, like, I thought, okay, yeah, he definitely dived, and
that was... the thing is also that, okay, we went down 1-0, and that the match was on. The match was literally on fire. So we tried, and we eventually scored. Fine. But then I feel like that's probably the frustration as well of Pioli. Like, when you have so much energy, and you play much, much better than a good team like Napoli, it's not fair. It's not fair that they score just like that. It's not fair, man.
It is what it is. It's one of those things that you lose concentration for 1 minute, it can punish you, and that's the difference between the top level that these guys play. Like, I'm sure you've played football sometime in your life, right?
Yeah.
And there's always that one guy who's really good. When you're playing, let's say 5-a-side, 6-a-side, on a pitch. I don't know when's the last time that you played football. And there's usually...
Hello, Lawrence.
Hey, Lawrence. How's it going? So, like, when you play 6-a-side, 7-a-side, 5-a-side, and there's usually one or two guys that are like a whole level above you. Yeah. And you are on this guy, and you cannot afford 1 second of loss of concentration, and then these guys basically punish you for 1 second. So imagine last night, everyone is like that. All of them, all 22 of them are like that good guy. They're not like you and me. They're like, all of them are that guy. The way they pass the ball, the way they, it's like 1-2, 1-2. And usually that's when, you can have 89 minutes of perfect games, but then perfect minutes, but then that one minute of loss of concentration, as it happened for the second goal of Napoli.
Agree. Now we will see what's going to happen. Let's say with Dest, you see how the reputation of the player can change, the momentum can change so much in a career of a player, right? So we know Dest, it seems to be okay before yesterday, isn't it? It seems, I say, okay, we see. And yesterday he did that, and I feel like he felt it. He felt the pressure.
He didn't recover.
He didn't recover. Absolutely. He didn't gain trust. He didn't gain, and that's bad. That's bad because, okay, you can do the mistake, but then you need to have the power. You need to have the energy to push forward. It doesn't matter. You still getting paid millions, man. Just keep playing. Who cares? I think like they even the team, as me and you, we were watching the match and we were like, fuck, they just scored. That was bad. And I honestly believe that this is the same feeling that they had, the guys in the pitch. Like, fuck, we were so much better. And this guy doesn't score like when it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes to go. And still, even then, Milan push, but we fell a little. We felt it. I'm not saying that we gave up, because we didn't give up, but still, like, that was, man, that match, if we were scoring 2-1, we could have scored the 3-1, and we were talking now about another match and probably an incredible season ahead. Instead, with Calabria, we would have drawn. If Lawrence, unfortunately, we can't really do much, man. It's if there was Leao, if there was Osimhen, I don't know. I don't know. That's it.
Oh, you want to answer the other question that Lawrence asked?
How are you doing today?
No, the one after.
How are you doing, Lawrence? Where do we live? We live in. I live in Dubai, and he lives in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I look like do I look Catalan to everyone?
Lawrence,
actually, do I look Catalan? I feel like the thing is when I went to Barcelona.
Yeah.
You know, like I went there, and that's probably one of the only cities in the world that I felt like, okay, I belong here. Like I can learn Catalan and live and have the same values as these guys.
Wow.
I didn't have that, for example, in Vienna, because in Vienna you're either ethnically German or ethnically Turkish.
Yeah.
And which one do you think I look like?
Definitely blonde and
like you. And that's the thing. Like you'll always be an immigrant with most of the cities that you go to. With Barcelona, it was. I feel like okay, this is where I won't be an immigrant. Like I can actually adopt this.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's why Barcelona as a city, it's also very similar to Dubai. Like I was there. It's quite similar because they both have beaches. They both have. I wouldn't say the same weather. The weather, the summer here is quite brutal, but they're both touristy, if that makes sense. You can live in both of them with just speaking English, I feel like. Although in Dubai, that's like times 100. You can only speak English and have a perfect life.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I feel like in Barcelona, you still need to learn, the local dialect.
At least, well, if it's not Catalan, at least a little bit of Spanish, of Castellano.
Yeah. But it's very similar. Like, I forgot the name of the street. I was walking there, and I literally felt like I'm gonna go back home in 2 hours.
Wow.
I forgot the name of the street. La Rambla. Yeah.
Claro.
Yeah. Like there's an area here called
Rambla.
No, here. Not here. It's called Jumeirah Beach Resident.
Okay.
It kind of seemed similar. Like I felt like I was walking in JBR. That's Jumeirah Beach Resident. When I was walking on the backside of La Rambla.
See. Okay.
And I don't know. Like it felt really closest to Dubai. Maybe that's where I feel like okay, this is more of a home for me than anywhere else I've been, around the world.
Yeah. That's an interesting point of view. I never actually thought about that. It could actually be similar to Dubai. But if you say so, yeah, why not?
I mean, it's a bit older, like in terms of the infrastructure. Like in terms of modernity, obviously Barcelona is a bit older.
Yep.
It has more character, I would say. Like like when you look at Barcelona from top, you have these blocks, right?
Correct.
These blocks. Like you don't have that in Dubai. Like every place is its own different thing. Whereas Barcelona as a whole, you have that, block. If you look at it from the top, and that's actually another interesting thing. Like when you fly over Barcelona and you see that. It's quite interesting architecture. So yeah, Barcelona, good place to be.
And soon, hopefully in November, I'm gonna be able to go to watch at least a match. Of course, not of Barcelona, but of the Espanyol.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna watch Barcelona. I honestly don't care because I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. At the Camp Nou, I only heard about. Bless you.
Thank you.
I only heard about.
Coming.
I only heard average things about the stadium, about the tifo and so on. So I don't want to spend, and especially the price to go inside.
How much is a game? Let's say an ordinary La Liga game, ordinary seat. Let's say I'm a tourist. Because when I've been there, it was Christmas. There wasn't any match.
Well, there is like I don't know, 50, 60, something like this.
Oh, okay. Not like I was thinking maybe it's closer to Premier League. Where I remember like Arsenal was charging 90, and this is like 10 years ago. Like when the money in the Premier League wasn't as insane. Like it was always insane, but it wasn't as today. It was £90. Like that's like £1 per minute, and that's the banter era Arsenal. It wasn't even like a premium Arsenal.
When are you gonna publish those videos?
Which one? The banter era one? I just started editing it today. Like I just did the last sketch of it, like the sketching of it for the audience. That's the video that His Highness Old Hard Rossonero will feature in. We're gonna talk about the banter era of Milan, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And my God, there's a lot of ugly in there.
It's a video specifically on that, yeah.
And basically, me and Old Hard Rossonero, we go over our, the way we remember those times. And basically, Old Hard Rossonero talks about a personal story of his as well on the last day of when we played Novara. So check that out. Keep an eye on that one. I'm thinking maybe 2-3 days from now it will be out.
Wow, good promise before the weekend. So,
okay.
And what else? So so this is that was the Milan. I'm sure we're gonna be back talking about what. I'm sure we're gonna be back talking about Milan. See, okay. My wife, she want to order Chinese.
Oh, okay.
It's Venezuelan.
Yeah.
We say Chinese, no?
Oh, you feel like Chinese.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Just have dumpling.
Right. Okay. Yes. Mamma mia, quanto è. And anyway. Sorry about that. But
it's a live stream. These things are supposed to happen. If it doesn't happen, we will fake it inside it. We'll be like, can you call me in 2 minutes from now?
Look,
these things are supposed to happen. Actually,
I watch all the match on Sunday. I watch the match of Inter. I watch the match of Roma. I watch the match of Juventus. I watch them all.
Wow, because that's a lot of free time, man.
Well,
you know what I'm doing?
It's Sunday.
I was doing the football drone stuff. Like I was working on the videos.
No. Yeah,
I wish I had that time.
At least on Sunday, I don't want to move. I want to have my mind fresh. I don't want to have anything. I'm still looking after football. Also because after 6 o'clock, I start having the pre-match in my mind. So I start to. I need Anyway, beside that, Inter. Let's talk about Inter. Two Milanistas talking about Inter. Let's try to be as much sportive as possible. We hope to have somebody else to talk about Inter, but unfortunately, it's not here.
Where do you see Inter going this season? Let's say, judging by 7. By the way, we have a good sample of games. 7 games, 7 Serie A matches, and 2 Champions League matches. So we have seen enough of what's the strength and the weaknesses of Inter. So based on that, where do you see Inter going? Let's say end of. Okay, let's make a prediction. Light prediction. Do you see them in top 2 or maybe top 4?
No, I see them in top 4. I feel like right now they are in a confusion state, very much in confusion state, because now they look. They lost a lot of matches, man. Like they lost against. They lost in the preseason. In the preseason, they lost, I think, 2 or 3 times against. I don't recall it who. Against Villarreal, against Marseille. No, probably Marseille, and another team. And then the season started, and they lost against Lazio, against Milan, and against Udinese and Bayern. So we're talking about losing, man, a lot of matches, and I feel the confidence of this team, it is completely gone. If I can see a trend, I see the declining of Inter. You think like, oh well, last year Inter was very close to win the Scudetto. It is true, and the turning point was that derby. But still, okay, like fine, the season is over. The Mercato didn't bring in any new energy, any new project, any young player that you're like, okay, with him and this guy, we're gonna build some, we have a future. No, they're still looking at the past. They're still buying a Cherby, 34 years old, which is, it's simply, you have a little problem and then you cover it. You don't invest it. You know what? You don't invest into a better player that in the future maybe, you know, can give you some good results. Like you buy an old player, so it's not really it's not something that, for example, Milan will do or Napoli will do. They will try
here's where I would actually disagree with you, because we need to look at this from over like above it, you know, like we need to have a macro look at what's going on Inter. Now, of course, many of you guys know, you know, all the 3 people watching. Is it really 3, by the way?
Well, I'm not on my phone, so it's not me.
Oh, okay. Let me see how many are watching.
Just me and you.
Yeah, 1. We have 1.
There you go.
We actually have 1.
There you go. Hey.
So yeah, thank you for staying with us. So we need to look at Inter from, you know, a macro point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, for, you know, the one guy that's still watching us. Oh, hey, Luca, grande Luca.
Lucatiel, the master.
So
it's gonna be our support. You are gonna be the moderator, Lucatiel.
You're the man.
You are gonna be the moderator of this chat. You see how many people are watching, so you're gonna be officially the moderator. So whoever say Forza Inter, you kick him out from the chat right away. Okay, you have this power.
So obviously we need to look at Inter from above. What's going on at Inter? Oh, okay, not in that way. But we need to look at what's happening at Inter. Obviously, the ownership doesn't really care. Not that they can't even care. Like the ownership is done. Now everything that's happening, good, bad, and probably more so good than the bad, is because of Beppe Marotta. Now this is the guy that's still holding Inter on the high place that it is today. Now this guy goes in with 0 budget. It's not even 0. It's minus 60 actually. They had to sell someone to make up a deficiency for their budget. Now, not only he didn't sell that guy, Beppe Marotta, he also added to the midfield with Aslani, a player that I actually wish we had in Milan. I thought, you know, when I saw him at Empoli, I thought, you know, oh, this is, you know, this guy is, I would love to have him at Milan. He's 19.
He's like Adli. It's a good, it's a machine or whatever it is inside a box that we don't know how is it. We don't know how is he playing. We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anything.
but we always criticize Inter with lack of having someone instead of Brozovic. Like if Brozovic was out, that's it. They were done. Now they added that. They added Mkhitaryan. They added. They brought Lukaku back, which I don't really agree with the soup reheated. It kind of feels like a reheated meal to me. But they brought him back because Dzeko was playing all those games, and at his age, it wasn't really conducive. And they kept Milan Skriniar. Now, here's my criticism. They lost Perisic, and although they have Gosens, I don't know if you can depend on Gosens for a whole season. And I feel like somehow they actually got, I wouldn't say stronger, but deeper, while having that thing in the back of their head, like we need to sell someone, we need to sell someone, we need to sell someone. Not only they didn't sell someone, they actually sold they sold Pinamonti, they sold this young guy to Chelsea. I feel like that's how they kind of made up the difference. And they kind of course, you can say they sold the future to be able to, I see what you did, by the way.
Focus.
They sold the future to be able to compete right now, but it is what it is. I commend Beppe Marotta. I think he's one of the best in the business because he's just proving this guy is just like, this is the reason why Inter is still, in a good place on football wise.
Really.
And if this guy leaves, I feel like I feel like the project of Inter is finished under the current ownership. The project, at least the football project of it.
Here is a question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you were an Inter fan, will you give more trust to Inzaghi? Yes or no?
It's reaching a point, like this is if I was an Inter fan. It's reaching a point that he's running out of credits. Now, he was the perfect guy to take over Conte because he's the only guy that plays 3-5-2. He kept them on a title challenge. It was only because, we had 10, 11 games unbeaten run. That mad run that only prevented Inter from winning. Otherwise, they would be the winners. They would be the double winners. Imagine that. They would be the double winners. Now, Inzaghi, obviously, he has credits for all of that. He won the Coppa Italia. He won the match against Juventus in the Super Coppa. So he has good amount of credits, but his credits are running low. Like
running out.
At this point, he is reaching zero again, where he has to earn that trust. Sometimes I see like the substitutions, especially like I'm like, why are you doing this?
And especially I watched the last match, and as soon as they got the yellow card, Bastoni and the other guy
he still does that. Yeah,
he substitute them right away. Like have trust in your player. Okay, they have a yellow card, but like they can still play. That's why I was again yesterday with Pioli did the similar things. I don't know. He changed Kier and Calabria. Why they were yellow card? Or apparently because Calabria got a little bit of a problem with his leg. However, the thing that I think that send in pure madness every Interista is the fact that the last substitute was De Vrij for somebody else. And then what's happening? He did De Vrij. He was the guy that touched the ball before the ball that they went out in the corner, and then from that corner, actually Udinese scored.
Wow. De Vrij is not having a good season, is he? He's not.
No.
Like he is, I would say. Like, by the way, I like De Vrij. Like, he's done good amount of stuff so far, but I feel like he is the weaker of the. He is the weakest of the three.
Yeah, but here is my question. That's why I would like to have an Interista to ask some stuff, because here is my question. Like, don't you see that during the mercato in summer, your biggest wish was to keep one of the player, which was Skriniar. Instead, if this player wanted to go because it's clearly that he wants to go, he should do like exactly, for example, like Milan. Say, hey, look, that's the door. See ya. That's it, because he's gonna have to. He want to go, but they want to keep him. Hopefully, do you think you want to keep a player?
He needs to stay. Actually, I think he wants to stay. Like he actually said it continuously that I want to be the future captain. I want to be this. I want to be the guy for Inter. And his name is Milan as well. Like he wants to stay at the city.
Anyway,
I feel like he's quite happy at Inter.
Well, but
by the way, I'm talking about Skriniar. I'm not talking about De Vrij.
See. Yeah, me too. I don't know. I think it's just if he's so happy, why he doesn't accept the renewal? I don't know. I don't know.
Didn't he accept? Oh, okay.
I think his contract is gonna over in 2023. I think, or 2023, or 2024. I need to double check.
No, it's not this season. It's probably the next season, because the numbers that they were talking about for selling him, it doesn't reflect someone who's only 1 year away from contract.
Well, anyway, there must be some kind of misunderstanding, and I cannot really spend the energy of a mercato thinking about hopefully this guy's is not gonna go, hopefully they're gonna keep him, because that means the balance in the back is not clean. So if they have to sell it, that means something in the back is not correct, because your calculation, it doesn't end up in the correct way. So I don't think they want to just sell it because they want to sell it. It's because they want to make money. So that means behind there is something wrong. So that's why I would like to ask.
Well, there's a lot of wrongs that's going on at the behinds of
exactly
for Inter, and I don't know. Like, I would be genuinely worried, especially like for us in Milan. We have seen all of this and probably worse. We have seen, you and I talked about at length on the banter era in the video that's coming out on my channel in 3-4 days. We have seen this firsthand. Like, that's what worries me. Like, it's literally the same carbon copy of what we went through. Milan finishing second, having to sell Zlatan and Thiago Silva. And eventually, some of your legends will go as well. And what are you left with? And I feel like if Inter doesn't win something serious this season, and by something serious, I'm not talking about a Super Cup or something. Like, I would say maybe I would say even a Coppa Italia. Like, they need to win something. If they don't win anything, I think the football project of Inter under the current ownership is finished.
Yep.
Just as it was in 2013 for us. It was our project was finished until the new guys came in.
Who's most likely to be sacked, Allegri or Inzaghi? Well, I tell you, they both
more trust in Inzaghi. Like, it's hard to replace a 3-5-2 coach. I feel like Allegri, the only thing that's holding him is a long contract.
Yeah.
I was a betting man. If these two were stocks on the stock market, I would bet on Allegri going down first.
I think. So you think Allegri is gonna go down first?
I feel like if his contract was expiring next season,
Okay.
he would be already gone. Thomas Tuchel would be already in.
I think
That would be my imagination, but he has a long contract, and it's really hard to get rid of someone when you have a contract that long.
I think now the teams. I think right now to change is not really a necessary. Well, I don't know for Inter. I don't know, but probably for both of them is not the best to change right now the coach. I think they need to have. What I will say is clearly the last chance are when, for example, from now until the World Cup, these two coaches, they are playing everything they got in this 2 months left from October to the end of, or to mid-November. I don't know when it's finished. And in 1 month and a half, they're gonna play whatever they can. If this is gonna be the same situation before the World Cup, we're gonna see some changes for sure.
I feel like, let's go to Retirio first.
See.
Like those steps that normally teams in trouble do.
Yeah.
And I feel like Inter, I wouldn't say they're in that trouble. Like I would say Juventus, they are genuinely in trouble. I wouldn't say, turn on the sirens for Inter yet. If they lose another one, I don't know who they're playing next one. If they're losing the next one as well, and they lose also to, is it Barcelona they're going to play next Champions?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say if they lose the next two, then there are serious conversations to be had.
Yeah. I don't know.
Especially Thomas Tuchel is there.
Honestly, I don't see. Meanwhile, I can see the Juventus maybe, time they go back on the. Let's say this. Look.
Juventus disaster. I see what you're doing. You're putting the comments up. I like it. You're learning.
So people are coming in. They know what we are talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Juventus disaster because we are. Monza. It's an incredible. Of course, we're keeping an eye over Monza because it's is the daughter of the Big Daddy, and the
new daughter.
Exactly. So we are keeping an eye on her. And Monza, you can see Di Maria get a red card. I don't know how many red cards that super champions of Angel Di Maria ever got it. But if he got a red card, that means really there is no control, no managing whatsoever. And sometimes I feel like it's the team that is trying to shaking off the coach out of their position. Now, is it correct to keep Max Allegri as a coach of Juventus? I don't know. Again, we give him the same answer that we give it to the Inter, and we see what's going to happen the next month and a half. The thing is, it's Juventus now is 7 points away from the top. 7 points already from Napoli. 7 points, which is still the beginning of season because there are other 30 match day ahead. 30. Okay, so there are really a lot of football to be played. But if you want to change things, I think you need to shake it up a little bit because also, as my friend Football Drone mentioned, reheated soup are never good, and Max Allegri, it is the proof. Now, I am a bit worried about Milan fan because in beginning of October we're gonna face Juventus, and I don't want to do the resurrection of any team. So it's gonna be a tough match, of course, but we really need to show them who's the boss, at least in these years that they are lower performance. But yeah. I believe that Monza deserved the victory, and Juventus. I watched the match, man. Juventus.
How could you watch that match?
Well, you have to imagine that I'm not.
Like, I watched 20-30 minutes of Juventus already this season. I mean, I'm someone who doesn't have a lot of time, but then I watched like 20-30 minutes of Juventus already this season. I was like,
But you have to understand
dedicating
something.
more time.
When I say I'm gonna watch a match, don't imagine myself like watching like I'm watching Milan like this. I'm doing a million of other things. Actually, Juventus, I was cooking, so I was doing completely other things, and I was listening because I let it go, and then I was just checking out. So I'm not watching it. But well, I love that Monza got their first victory against Juventus. Apparently, the last time that a new Serie A team got the first 3 points in the Serie A was the southern Italian team called Catanzaro, 1975. So Juventus now is the second team to be added to this list. So Juventus fan can be also happy about that they are the second team to give 3 points to the new baby burn in Serie A. So well done, Juventus. You spread joy all over. Thank you so much. And
it was 9 years of misery. Like you can take one season
a little bit. Come on. Hopefully.
Give us a little bit. Breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
we're happy. We're happy with anything. Give us a Super Coppa, which they did actually.
They actually did, exactly. So, what else? Yeah, pretty much it. I don't have. Yeah, that was the Serie A, and what else? Not much else I can say.
Do you know that even with this one win, Monza is still 18th, still at the relegation zone?
Yeah.
Because you would think, the beginning of the league, all you need is 3 points can make you a good jump at the beginning of the league. They're still 18th. Like, that's how bad things were going at Monza.
See,
it was 6 games, 5 losses, 1 draw. I don't know who was that unfortunate team that got the draw.
Yeah,
Cremonese. But the 7th one they got. Yeah.
Salernitana lost. It's a pity.
Yeah, but they're 13th. I mean,
they're not bad.
I expected far worse than. Yeah. There's Sassuolo, Spezia. Speaking of Spezia, where's Daniel Maldini?
I don't know. He disappeared apparently.
He played 1 game as a sub in Coppa Italia. He scored.
Yeah.
I have his stats in front of me. He played 13 minutes, 1 goal, and then nothing.
I don't know, man. Sometimes they coach. You know how coaches are. Like they have their own favorite, the players that they.
But is it that, or he's just injured? Like.
No, he's not injured.
A long injury or something.
No. Look, I have a little surprise for you. Look, who came?
Hi, Puma. Wait, higher. She doesn't like it. Or she likes it now.
No, she doesn't. She's scratching me. See, at least you see.
Puma, say meow. Meow. I'm doing this meow as if like she can hear it.
Yeah, exactly. Animal abuse.
That is one cute cat, by the way.
Thank you so much for the cat. You have a cat, right?
Yeah, but she's not here.
Is it true that at the change of the season they change hair as well? They drop more hair than normal.
The thing is, okay, I can only say with my cat because I don't know
about my wife that tried to find an excuses because she's losing a lot of hair.
I can only say with my cat because I don't know about yours. I don't know about I don't know about Scottish Fold. Mine is Arabian Mau.
Arabian Mau.
Yeah, it's called Mau. I don't know. They
Let me check. Arabian Mao.
It's the normal cat.
It's a normal cat.
Yeah, like when you type in, you'll be disappointed at the.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll be disappointed. It's a normal cat.
It's what you imagine about a cat is exactly that.
Yeah.
Imagine a cat.
Type in Tabby, Tabby. That's the color. So that's what you'll get.
Okay, look, can we do this? Can we do like presentation? No, I cannot do that. Okay, guys.
I'll do a matrix.
I can do the matrix. Look, okay, guys, let's play this game. All right, everyone ready? So all the 3 people are watching. Look, let's play this game.
It's 4, by the way. No.
So 4 of us. So it's gonna be a total of 6 of us. Look, right now, just think about a cat in your mind. Okay, think about like a random cat. Okay, and imagine a cat, and is this one, right? I can read your mind. Is it?
Arabian Mao. It's yeah, kind of close to that. Yeah. Come lower. No, go back. Go one back. Come down. Your mouse down.
This.
No. Up. No, back up. You see that one in the garden?
This one. It's the classic cat. What is it?
The one in the garden, yeah. That's what it exactly looks like.
Ah. The classic.
By the way, that might be my back. No, that's
my
not
background.
No, because it kind of looks like in my backyard as well. But my cat thing is okay. Here's another thing about Dubai. All the street cats. Wow, that's a matrix. So all the street cats, you know, the municipality here, because we have a large cat population problem. You know, they're just breeding, they're just, you know, making babies, and you know, we've had a large population problem with cats. So what the municipality does is they capture it and they spay it.
Oh wow, poor cat.
You know, they spay them. You know, like how you pay, I don't know how much you pay in Barcelona. In here, it's around 2,000 dirhams, which is, I would say 400 euros to spay a cat. So the government does that on their own dime.
Wow.
Just because, you know, we have a lot, and then they let them back on the street.
Oh, wow.
But the mark of that, you know, like just so that they don't catch the cat again and do the incision just to figure out that they have already done it, is they cut a little bit of the tip of the ear. A little bit. It's like maybe 2 centimeters.
See. So they know.
So they know that's the area that I don't know if like they don't feel pain or something. It's a very small one. And that's how they know, okay, this cat has already gone through it. And oh yeah, look at that. And when I adopted my cat, she was already a street cat.
All right.
And she already had that. So when you showed me that picture, at first I thought it's her, but then I saw like 2 whole ears. So my cat is like 1 whole ear, and the other one is like 98%. Like this little bit cut on the top.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's not her officially. Well, I just Googled it, so that was gonna be. Anyway, who's the
reason they call it Arabian Mao?
Let me guess. It's because from Arabia, and it's a Mao. It's a meow. No.
That's the sound that they make. You know, it's like meow, meow. It's like they have this meow. Ah, that's cute.
Go away. Oh mama!
So they don't sound like meow, or like they don't sound like, they sound like meow. Mao. Like that's what they say, Mao.
What kind of cat?
So that's why they call it Mao.
Ah, I see. There you go. Whew.
So yeah, that's what I meant. I was like, yeah, you'd be disappointed when you like it's just a normal cat when you Google.
Yeah. What else can we
like
say?
It's nothing special, but I like it. I like Arabian Mouse. It's like I don't believe in cats.
I don't believe in cats. Well, I don't believe that too.
No.
Okay.
I don't believe in cats that are like I don't like cats that look so beautiful. Like I don't like these Persian cats that, for example, they look like they're the Prince of Denmark. For example, like a cat should be ugly and like relatable, basically a fun cat.
Right. Well,
I don't like a fun and sweet.
Fun and sweet. That's all about it. Look,
Ugly and sweet, I would say.
I saw just to change a little bit topic and to go back on football. I just have in my hand here our prediction over Champions League. And the most surprising one is you got the Bruges, you got Napoli, you got Chelsea. We both got draw, and we got it right. Man, that guy, that Red Bull Salzburg, it is really good. It's really good, man.
They're good. I remember when we did the stream at the time, you were like, I don't know one player. I'm like,
now I know.
I'm like, that's actually that's kind of the team that I'd be scared. Like these machine teams, remember the Atalanta of 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
Like these are the teams that Milan, or at least the Milan of Pioli, struggles against. These teams that are like machines, like they're just like you can't really name a superstar, but
they are all a star. But that's a younger version. That's even a younger version and more energetic version of Milan of Pioli. So it's
they played like they drank Red Bull, literally. If you want a Red Bull advertisement, on a TV,
that match,
that's what you show.
Yeah, man, against with Chelsea, Chelsea, man. I don't know. I'm scared because that's they have to win against us. They don't have much other options. Yeah. So,
and they changed their coach, and I like their coach.
Yeah.
The Chinese is arriving.
We eventually got the Venezuelan, and they just arrived.
What is a Venezuelan cuisine?
Venezuelan.
What is it closer to? Like, is it more Argentinian? Is it like what is it the closest to?
How can I explain this? Now, guys, you see, this we start with football, but then what is going on with your video? Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. My camera is a bit. Yeah.
See, we start with football and then we go with life in general.
Yeah, and that's my camera. I have to.
Venezuelan.
I have to set my camera a bit.
Venezuelan is like they have.
Does it have meat?
They have a lot. Yeah, they have meat. They have pastry. They have like how can I say? Sometimes they do a kind of similar. It's called arepas, which is kind of a bread-ish, but sometimes it's made with corns, and it's filled with different vegetables and salts that they only have. And then they have all a mixture of different things made with potato. It's I don't even know, man. I'm just slowly exploring it because here in Barcelona we have a lot of people from Venezuela. A lot of
the thing is, as international as Dubai is, that cuisine never really arrived here.
What's the biggest cuisine in Dubai?
The thing is, Dubai is a city that is around like 70% foreigners, 30% local.
Uh-huh.
So it's like you have a lot of cuisines that are mashed up. Like I can have a Napolitana pizza tonight. I can have something Persian tomorrow, Persian food tomorrow. I can have something Arabian the next day. I can have Chinese.
So it's a big mix, basically. It's a big mix of everything.
It's a big mix, and because it's a big mix, sometimes. Let me fix this camera again. So because it's a big mix, sometimes you get like a shittier version of what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So you have pizza, which I'm a big lover of pizza.
I'm not.
And then you have like the shittier version, and you have like the places that, let's say, the guy immigrated from Napoli, and he knows the pizza,
right?
The Napolitana pizza, the way it's supposed to be made. These are like the top-notch pizzas, and then you have like the shittier versions of what's a pizza, basically, which is like just a normal bread, normal mozzarella, normal stuff. So, so there's a lot of that. There's a lot of influence, and a lot of like, let's say, bastardization of what things are.
But here is the question: if you have a food, do you have a specific food in Dubai? Just one, let's say, typical things, like
if someday you come over here, I would actually take you to a Persian restaurant.
Ooh.
Because it's quite unique. It's I would say thing is the cuisine, the local cuisine here is it involves rice and meat, and there's and it's not just in Dubai. It's like, I would say, the Arabian region in general. They have this thing. It's like it's a rice mixed with certain spices that I've only seen in Arabian regions. It's very rice-oriented culture here, so it's not really like if you go to let's say Italy, it's very bread-oriented. It's very pasta-oriented. There's not much rice in there.
I agree.
It's very like cheese and like different kinds of cheese.
Different
over here. Over here it's different types of rice, different types of meat. Like there's a dish called, like, it's very general. It's just called biryani. It's like it can cover a lot of things. It's like me saying pizza. Okay, like what kind of pizza? It's like it can cover a lot of things.
Okay.
But if you someday come here, both you and your missus, I'll just take you to a Persian restaurant.
I like it.
Because for me, personally, I feel like the Persian cuisine is Arabian cuisine on steroids. I feel like...
So is it better or worse?
I like it more. It's like the juicier, the bigger, the tastier version of it. Because Persians have a long history with their own food. It's like, I don't know, I like Persian food. I don't have it all the time because I compete in running. I compete in certain sports competitively, and I don't want to gain too much weight. And Persian foods tend to be very heavy. But
fantastic.
I can confirm we have that too. I'm from Algeria. Hey, good to know.
Yeah, there you go. Let me see. We have that too in Algeria. See? Yeah. Hey, man, one day, step by step. So what do you think it's... So now we're going to go back in, let's say, in 2 weeks, basically. Campionato is going to go back in 2 weeks. We're going to do this... by the way, I have to tell you, I didn't tell you, but I will...
It's always bad news.
Well, it's not super... Well, it's gonna be tricky for me to follow Milan because I'm gonna go away for a little. I'm gonna go on holiday actually in
nice.
in October. Yes.
One time you're you're the other side of your job.
Exactly. God, luckily.
Or do you get someone, or are you one of those guys that go by yourself? Like, do you get a tour?
I have to do by myself. And it's our business, but it's also I'm on the first line in the trench every day, so I have to be there.
No, like when you travel for a holiday, do you go for tour guides, or do you think like, okay, or do you think like, okay, because I'm the guy, like doing this, you have a higher standards and you don't tolerate certain bullshits?
I try to, because of course if I'm working and I see somebody that is not doing properly his job, I'm like, wow. But I can learn as well, which is very true.
Yeah. Do you want to share where you're going to, or that remains a private?
No,
is it outside of Spain, or?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's outside from Europe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it Dubai? Are you coming?
No.
Are you taking my offer of the Persian food?
I will tell you. We're going to.
Oh, cool.
No, we're going to South America, Central America, actually. So we will have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have friends there. And the only problem is that we will. It's gonna be pretty hard for me, first of all, to follow football, and we will have to talk about the live stream. I don't know. We will have to see. Anyway, we have a lot of.
When are you going?
October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll.
So right before the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do my training. I'm gonna do my training. Anyway, look, I have to go to eat my Venezuelan restaurant. My Venezuelan food has finally arrived. Wow. And as always, it's fantastic to talk to you.
Likewise, let me give you the final count. We have three people watching.
Lucatiel, number 1. We give him the key of the Ferrari at the end, definitely. Moderator now, number 1.
Thanks for staying, Lucatiel. Really appreciate it.
And Lucatiel, of course, we definitely have to mention the best player from yesterday match, which is in my opinion, is Ismail Benasser. Did an incredible match, man.
Ben Nasser. We have an Algerian in the house, so let's pronounce it the right way. Ben Nasser.
It's not Ben Nasser?
It's not one word. It's like Ben Nasser. So it's
2 words?
In English, it's one word.
Uh-huh.
I feel like when they wrote it down in Latin, they just made it one word. But it's Ben Nasser. It means son of Nasser, basically. Nasser is a name.
Sometimes we call it Benny.
Benny, yeah. like for example, if you have a son, it's gonna be called Ben, whatever I'm not gonna mention your first name here.
Ben
Oldhart, yeah. Yeah, Ben Football Drone. Ben Nasser.
So Nasser did a good job with Ismael. He's a hell of the thing is, Tonali and.
By the way,
Nasser.
So sorry to cut you off. That doesn't mean that his dad is called Nasser. It's just a last name.
What are you talking about?
Ben Nasser. It doesn't mean that it means son of Nasser, right? It doesn't mean that his dad is necessarily called Nasser.
So why will you call somebody son of somebody else?
It's a last name. It's a last name.
Okay. Like like Di Marco. It's like it's not.
Yeah, exactly. Good example.
Like, okay, right.
Di Marco. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna crop this. I'm gonna make a video just about this. The real pronunciation of Ismail Ben Nasser.
That makes a good, solitary video. I feel like. Yeah.
Any other player that we should know that they are wrongly pronounced, that they are wrongly said?
I I don't know. Like I feel like that's the one I could correct because everyone else is a Latin. They come from a Latin kind of language.
But even what's his name? Ziyech. Ziyech, it's Ziyech because I know he's from.
I think it's Hakim Ziyech.
Ziyech, actually, because I know he's.
I feel like Morocco. I think maybe Lucatiel can correct me. He is Moroccan, and basically Algerians and Moroccans are both very French influenced,
right?
Which is why they both speak fluent French. They actually speak proper French because they were both occupied by France in the past.
And they teach them French, right.
So basically, Ben Nasser in Milan, he speaks to Theo Hernandez. He speaks to all those guys. Yeah.
Ziyech. Right. Cool. And I go on last one. Then I go Mahrez. The guy.
Mahrez is Mahrez.
Mahrez. There is an H in the middle, no? Mahrez. Okay.
Mahrez. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Unless maybe Lucatiel can correct me. I don't know. Thing is, Algeria is quite far, further away. They're very French influenced. They're not Middle Eastern influenced. Certain things I actually don't know. These things I know, but there are many things that I actually don't know. That, for example, Lucatiel knows a lot more than me.
Okay. Well,
is it? The H is ha. So it's okay. I'm not gonna teach you this because it's quite complicated. You don't have that letter in any Latin language.
Is the H? That's an H.
It's the H. Yeah. So we have an H, which is like normal H, and then we have a basically harder version of H, like ha. Yeah. Like Mahrez.
So that's Mahrez.
You're almost there, yeah.
Okay.
Like for example, there's something called mahal, and then there's something called mahal. You see the difference?
Okay, the tone is different, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit more emphasis.
Okay.
Basically, Lucatiel, what he did, the good thing that he did, because I actually didn't know that he has that edge, that he doesn't have the normal edge, is that he actually put the Arabic letter in there as well. That's how I realized. That last letter that you see?
Okay. So it's not a Z, it's not a Z actually. No. It's an H.
It's a harder H.
It's a harder H, right?
So you guys don't have it because the Arabic language, it has also different kinds of Z as well. It's like Z and the V, and then it's like some of the stuff that even I can't do.
Wow, so interesting.
And
man.
there's different S's as well. It's like there's a S and then F, and then it's different tones of S's as well.
Wow.
But there's no P in Arabic.
No P.
No P. The alphabets of Arabic. Okay, I would say that the classic version of Arabic doesn't have P. So Paolo is like Paolo. It's like you have to write it down as Paolo, and then we know it's Paolo.
Okay, that's so different.
I would say it's the hardest language in the world.
Really?
I have an easier time learning Chinese than Arabic. You see, even Lucatiel is it's even hard for us.
Even for Arabic.
By the way, even I haven't mastered it yet, and I'm a Dubaian.
If you learn it, you can learn any other languages because you pronounce it all the same sound.
By the way, Arabic, I'm a Dubaian, and even I haven't mastered it fully.
Seriously.
because also my heritage is very mixed.
Wow.
As well.
Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, good.
So say hello to your Venezuelan cuisine.
I will. And dear Football Drone, thank you so much even for tonight. As always, nice to have a chat with you.
Thank you to Locatel as well for staying.
Thanks for all of you guys that you decide to join us today or rewatch this video later on. And I wish you a good week. Forza Milan sempre, and always
believe. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Believe. Believe.
It's not like this. It's like this. No.
Believe. Is it?
Let me end the stream like this. Ciao, ciao. That's it.
Oh. The thing is the video, you know, this is my right hand. This is not my left hand. This is my, you know, it switches, it swaps over. So it's kind of confusing when I do this and I see myself, you know, it's like when I turn to this side, but the video's turning to the other side. It's quite confusing, the video. So it has that mirror effect. So thank you for having me over. And again, thank you to Lucatiel as well.
Ciao.
And everyone else as well. Take care.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao.